Dear beloved community, today we are April the 10th, the year 2025. We are in the full moon hall of the new Hamlet. The day when most of you arrive here for the week, last Friday, I saw a piece of news on NBC News. Jesse Hoffman Jr. was executed of the 1996 murder of Mary Elliott in New Orleans, and he was executed by nitrogen hypoxia on March the 18th, the year 2025. So just a few weeks before that Friday, on the day of his execution, Hoffman was holding his favorite book, The Heart of the Buddha's Teachings of Thich Nhat Hanh, Transforming Suffering into Peace, Joy, and Liberation by Thich Nhat Hanh. And he asked Reverend Rimoku, who accompanied him for his final hours, to read a passage on the four immeasurable minds: loving kindness, compassion, joy, and non-discrimination. And I was alone in my study room reading that piece of news, and I was in tears. I was so moved by Jesse's transformation, and he made me think of the story of Angulimala during the Buddha's time. Many of us, we have heard the story of Angulimala. He was also a murderer, and he didn't murder one single person, but he murdered 99 people, 99 persons. And everyone was so scared of him. The king, the soldiers, the guards, the villagers. And whenever he went, all the villagers ran away and came into their houses and locked their houses. And the village was deserted. And one day the Buddha was walking in a village begging for food, and some villagers told the Buddha, "Please, don't walk there. Angulimala is there." And the villagers were very afraid. They panicked, and in a few words, they explained to the Buddha who Angulimala was. And the Buddha continued to walk. And suddenly he heard someone shouted or yelled behind him, "Stop! Stop!" And the Buddha continued to walk. And he could hear that person run after him, and then that man came in front of the Buddha and said, "I told you to stop, and why you didn't stop?" He was very angry. And the Buddha, very calmly, he answered, "But I have stopped for a long time. You haven't stopped." And he didn't understand. Angulimala was puzzled, was confused. "What do you mean? I told you to stop. You didn't stop. And you say that I haven't stopped." The Buddha said, "Yes, you haven't stopped on the path of suffering. I have stopped for a long time, but not you. And by that way, the Buddha and Angulimala continue to in a conversation. And Angulimala said that, but now it's too late for me to stop. I have killed 99 people, and the king is searching for me. The soldiers are searching for me. They will put me in jail. They will execute me. It's too late for me to stop. And the Buddha, full of compassion, he said, it's never too late. And the conversation continued. The story continued. It's a long story. If you want to know all the details, it's in O Path White Clouds. And by the end, Angulimala became a monk. And he practiced non-violence. He practiced loving kindness, compassion so well that people gave him another name, which was ahimsa, non-violence. So reading that story, it's a beautiful story, but sometimes I thought, yes, it happened during the Buddha's time, more than 2,600 years ago. I don't think that today something similar may happen. But when I read the news on Jesse Hoffman, I was so touched. Because the Buddha taught us that, and Sister Hoi Nghiem also shared with us last Sunday, that in us there are the seeds of love, the seeds of violence, of everything in us. And we all have the capacity to be awakened, to be enlightened. We all have the nature of the Buddha. And we have learned it, but we often forget. We forget our own nature, our own Buddha nature, and then we forget the other person's Buddha's nature. When somebody bothers us, we only see the negative side of that person. We forget that person's beauty and all the beautiful seeds of that person. And when we read the story of Angulimala, we think that, yes, it's like a fairy tale or a Buddha's tale. But Jesse Hoffman's story really gave me back the confidence. It's true. I have faith in the transformation of my own transformation and people's transformation. And I also thought that for sure one day I will die. And I wonder if I can die with love, with thoughts of love like him. The way we live today, the way we handle our situation, the way we handle whatever happens to us is the way we will handle our death, the moment when we die. And seeing Jesse Hoffman's attitude and the way he handled his execution, I guess that for many years he had been practicing. He really practiced. It's not only on the level of his intellect, not on the level of intellect, but really he had loving thoughts, and for sure towards other people in the prison he was a loving behavior. And I was also very touched by Thay's teachings, even though our teacher passed away for more than 3 years, and his teachings continue to help people transform, even in very far places, locked places, and people can practice according to those teachings and can transform. And Jesse saw that the most important thing in life is love. So he chose we just heard the sound, the mindfulness bell from someone's Plum Village apps. Thank you. So my sister, the bell master, is unemployed. And Jesse chose what he want, what kind of thought he want to have at the last moment of his life, and he chose loving thoughts. He saw that love is the most important thing in life. And we can understand why it's so important. We were all children. When we know that we are loved, when we know that adults love us, and we felt so well, so good. When we know that, oh, that friend loves me, just when we see that friend, we are already happy. That person doesn't need to do anything. Just by seeing the person who loves us, we are already happy, right? We were all students. And we know the feeling, the feeling of well-being when we know that, oh, that teacher loves me. Even if I have bad grades, even if sometimes I'm naughty, that teacher loves me. And it's really a very nice feeling. And we can grow up, we can transform just with this feeling. And we were all students, and we remember that our school year had nothing to do with the lessons, but it had a lot to do with the teacher. If we have a loving teacher, and then we know that, wow, this year will be a good year. But if we have the feeling that, wow, that teacher doesn't like me, and then we know that it's going to be a bad year. And in our family, it's the same thing. Between friends, it's the same thing. And the 4 immeasurable minds is true love. The 3rd one is joy, and the 4th one is non-discrimination. We know that love is very important, and we all want to love, and we all want to be loved. But how come some of us, we have the experience that the more we love, the more we suffer. And the more we are loved, the more we suffer. But true love brings happiness. True love doesn't make us suffer, and it doesn't make the others suffer. And in true love, there must be 4 of those elements. And loving kindness means the capacity to bring joy and happiness. This morning, some of us have received the 5 mindfulness trainings, and the second mindfulness training is about true happiness. Because if we don't have the right view, and if for us, happiness is not really happiness, and even if we want to offer joy and happiness to the other person, it may not be true happiness or true joy. And in the second mindfulness training, it said clearly that happiness and suffering of others are not separate from my own happiness and suffering. True happiness is not possible without understanding and compassion. And running after wealth, fame, power, and sensual pleasures can bring much suffering and despair. And happiness depends on my mental attitude and not on external conditions. And if we think that to bring happiness to the person we love, we spend lots of money to buy this and that, and we go in the direction of consumption, and we offer what we think happiness, but we see that that person will be never satisfied. After enjoying the comfort or those luxurious objects for a while, and then they can get bored and then they want something else. And we see around us that there are people who consume a lot, but who continue to suffer, who are not happy. Because those people may depend too much on external conditions, and they don't have the capacity to create their own joy, their own happiness. And when you depend too much on external condition, on the environment, and then we will just go up and down. When it's sunny, we are happy, and tomorrow it rains and we are sad, we are depressed. But in life, we cannot avoid rain. It's not sunny all the time. So we need to create our own sunshine, even when it rains. And if we think that happiness, if we have the right view on happiness, and then we can, the way we live, and we can offer true happiness, but we don't give a wrong view or wrong beliefs to the person we love. So first, in order to bring happiness and joy to the other person, we need to be able to do it to ourselves first. And when we experience true happiness, and then we know what it is, and then we can help the other person to do the same, to be joyful, to be happy with just our awareness. When we are aware of what we have right now, we can breathe pure air in the countryside. We are aware of the beauty around us, and we don't need to spend money. And when we are capable to do it, and we are next to the person we love, our energy and our way of living will make the other person taste the same joy, the same happiness. If we depend on external conditions, and then we will also water that seeds in the person we love, and both of us will go in the direction of not right happiness, not true happiness. So whatever we want to do for the person we love, we need to be able to do with ourselves. Are we capable to be really present in the present moment, to enjoy the present moment, to enjoy what is happening right now, and to enjoy the presence of that person? If we always think of the future, or we think of the past, we don't live in the present moment, we cannot bring joy and happiness. And even sitting next to us, the person we love have the feeling that, oh, we don't see that person, we don't pay attention to that person. Our presence is empty. We are not really present for ourselves and for the person we love. And it's impossible to make that person happy. At the beginning, I told you that just by seeing the person, you know that she loves you, they love you, and then you are happy. That those people don't need to do anything, just the energy, just the energy of love, the true presence, and you are already happy. So to make ourselves happy and the other person happy, we need to really to train ourselves to dwell in the present moment. You have spent 6 days. Every day you have done it. And sometimes you forget, and the sound of the bell reminds you. Like what Sister Hội Nghiem said last Sunday, do you remember? Every time we think or we do something, we water the seed in our store consciousness, and we invite that seed to manifest in our mind consciousness, and that seed becomes stronger, stronger, and this is how we train. We train ourselves and we strengthen our seeds of mindfulness, the seed of living deeply in the present moment, living deeply our life. Life is in the present moment. And when we are not fully present, we don't know what our family members or our students what they need. If we are not present, we don't even know if they are unhappy or if they are stressed or if they need our attention, if they need our help. We don't even know if we are not in the present moment. So the first requirement to have the capacity to bring joy and happiness is the capacity to dwell in the present moment, to be fully present. If not, we are not capable, we are not able to love, for sure. Many of us heard stories of children who want the presence of their parents. A boy is going to be his birthday, and he told his dad, "Daddy, how much do you earn for one day of work?" And the father said, an amount, I don't know, I don't remember, 200 euros. And the boy, he ran to his tirelire, his what? Piggy box. And he took out 100 euros and he gave to his father. "Okay, on my birthday, can you spend the whole morning with me?" The boy, he knows that his father is very, very busy. And he knows that because his father needs to earn money for him, for the whole family, so he never complains. But he really loves his father's presence. So he took the money and very happily, "Yes, you can spend the whole morning with me." And then he gave money to his father. Many stories like that happen. Children really long for the parents' presence and true presence. If you sit with your children and you just look at your iPhone, it's not true presence. And then compassion. Is the capacity to reduce suffering. And what kind of suffering? Today, the most common suffering is stress, tension, and what else? Despair. What else? Loneliness. Anger, hunger, depression, fear. There are a lot. The capacity to reduce stress, to reduce fear, to reduce loneliness. But if in ourselves we have also despair, if we are stressed, if we are in depression, we cannot help the person we love, right? And those last days, the last 6 days when you are here, you have learned to reduce all this. You have practiced total relaxation, to come back to your body, to release all the tension, the stress. Every day, we practice walking meditation to have a new habit, the new habit to be aware of our body, of our feelings, be aware of each step we make so that we know what's going on in our body, in our feelings, in our mind. Every day we have sitting meditation to sit still, to get the new habit, not to run all the time, to run towards the future, to run back to the past. We stop running with our body and our mind. We sit still. We are fully present with our breath, with our body, with our feelings, with our minds. And 2 days ago, I was in the garden and a friend came to me and said, our friend stopped me and said that she thinks that the guided sitting meditation is much easier than non-guided sitting meditation. And when it's not guided, during that sitting meditation, she tried to guide herself, and she forgot all the exercises, and she remembers just breathing in. I know I'm breathing in. Breathing out. I know I'm breathing out. She remembers in, out, deep, slow. And I told her, wow, it's a lot. If you remember it, it's a lot. You can continue just with those exercises for the whole year or many years. Maybe next year you will come back. Because usually we practice and then we are full of energy, and then we go home, we continue to practice, and then slowly the energy of practice goes down, especially if you don't join a group of friends or your local sangha, and then the energy of practice can go down very fast. And today is easy because you can connect with your friends, you can connect with local sanghas. It's much easier than in the past. If you are strong, you can maintain that energy, your energy of practice, with your friends, your local sangha. If not, and then come back next year. But I wish both. I wish that you can maintain, but it's nice to see each other again. And we have learned a lot during the last 6 days. And eating in silence, when we are aware of the food we are eating, when we are aware of where the food comes from, of the whole universe, we are held and nourished by the earth, the sky, the whole universe. And we see that we are a continuation of a whole lineage of our ancestors, genetic and spiritual ancestors, and we can be in contact with someone we are very connected, someone we love, someone who loves us, we can feel connected. And then eating that way, we can also slowly we can transform the seed of loneliness. When we feel lonely, it is because we think that we are just a separate self. We are cut off from our ancestors, from our family, from society. And when we are fully present in the present moment, and with the contemplation, with the view of interbeing, slowly we can feel connected again with our ancestors, with our family members, with other beings. And just the way of thinking, our way of thinking with right view, we transform the seed of loneliness. And when we practice and we can feel, we can live with transformation, with the insight, with the right view and those insight, and then we can share with the people we love, and we can reduce the suffering. We can help the person we love. I remember many teens, many children, many young people who come here in summer, and many brothers and sisters are in groups to take care of the children, the teens, the young adults, and small groups of adults. And if the monastics, we don't practice, if we don't know how to reduce the stress, if we don't know the technique, the breathing technique, we cannot help the teens, the children. Many teens come here and they cry during the Dharma sharing. They cry a lot. And the sisters sometimes sat next to the teen holding their hands and invited the teens to breathe, to put their hands on their belly and breathe with the sisters. And alone the teens cannot do it, but when someone is breathing next to them, breathing together with them, holding their hands, and then they can do together. And if you have experience with the practice, and if you know the technique and the skill, and then you can stay next to the person you love, you can breathe with the person you love, and you can help them reduce all the negative emotions. If you don't know how to recognize a strong emotion like anger or despair, and how to calm them, how to transform them, you cannot offer true love to another person, because you cannot offer true love to yourself either. And here, love is a capacity. It's not just we want to love and we can love. We all want to love. And how come we cause so much suffering to the people we love? Because we don't have those capacities. And practicing mindfulness, we are very aware of what we are doing. of our capacity, of our limits, and we know how to direct our thoughts in a positive direction so that we can water the seeds, we can strengthen the seed of mindfulness, of love, true love in us. I don't hear the mindfulness bell in the Plum Village apps anymore, and my sister is very happy to do her job. And the fourth mindfulness training is a practice that helps reduce suffering. Lots of suffering is the practice of deep listening and loving speech. When we have a circle of Dharma sharing, we also practice deep listening. When I visited my family, I saw that in the family we don't practice deep listening a lot. We don't practice it because we often interrupt each other. We always want the others to listen to us, but we don't listen, and the whole family interrupts each other. And to make the others listen to us, we raise our voice, and everyone raises their voice. And we speak so loud, but we don't hear. We don't hear anything because we don't listen. And in the circle of Dharma sharing is a deep practice. During the first years in Plum Village, I thought, I prefer to go and read a book or study the sutras. And slowly I realized that Dharma sharing is really a strong practice, because in that circle, you are not allowed to interrupt anyone. Even if you don't agree with that person sharing, you cannot interrupt. And sitting there, we have to wait for the other person to finish, and then because we don't want to waste our time, so okay, I remember to breathe, and then I come back to my breathing. I come back to my mindful breathing, and then I'm more calm. And when I'm more calm, I can listen. It's not so bad, her sharing. Yes, I understand her point of view. But at the beginning, the habit of reacting, even if we don't say it, but inside of us, right away we react. And when we react, it's like we throw a ball and it hits the wall, the ball bounces back. And when we react, we don't receive anything, we don't hear anything. And when we don't listen, when we don't hear anything, how can we understand the other person? And if we don't understand the person, if we don't understand the other person's difficulties or needs or suffering, there's no way that we can help because we don't understand. Love is understanding. In order to understand, we need to listen. Every activity here during the day, if you look deeply, you see that there's a very deep practice. It looks simple, the practice looks very simple, but actually it's very deep, and it has a big impact on our daily life. And our teacher, he often told the young people that, and he even wanted to open a retreat for young people who want to start a family, to build a family. And the advice that he often gave to the young people is that if you see that he never listens to you, he always talks, and he doesn't listen to you, and then you know that if you get married with him, he will make you suffer. Next September in the New Hamlet, we will also have a week for young people who wish to build a family, because this is our teacher's wish for many years. And we said, we must do it. We cannot wait anymore. And here we train ourselves with the deep listening skill. And when we listen deeply and when we understand the other person's feeling and suffering, and naturally our heart is open, we have love, and then our speech becomes loving speech. This loving speech comes from the heart. We don't pretend. We don't need to select a list of words. Okay, this is the words that we should use, and those words we shouldn't use. Those words are banned in our vocabulary. We don't need to think. When we have love in our heart, suddenly, not only we have loving speech, but our attitude, our behavior, our look, everything is loving, because love is in our heart, and it manifests in everything, in our body, in our speech, in every movement. And a sister told me that, yes, I know that we need to practice love, but how do we practice in the concrete ways so that every day we can water the seeds of love? And this, a concrete way is to listen deeply, because when we listen deeply, we understand, and naturally we love, we feel love in our heart. And joy means when we love, we have joy. When it's not true love, we are jealous. We may be jealous. We compare. And then we can suffer a lot. But in true love, we have joy. We have joy because we see the nature of interbeing. I love that person, and even if that person suffers, I can have joy because I see that suffering is by the nature of, with the reality of interbeing, that suffering has its own goodness. And if we know how to handle suffering, we can transform suffering into happiness. So I'm not desperate when I see that, oh, the person I love the most, she suffers, they suffer, and I'm not desperate. I don't go down with her, because thanks to the practice of mindfulness, of impermanence, of interbeing, I know that all sufferings are impermanent. They won't stay there forever. And suffering is made of happiness. Happiness is made of suffering. The point is that how we handle it. If we know how to handle, and the suffering can be transformed into happiness. And we often think that, yes, when you love me and if I suffer, you should suffer with me. Or if it's not fair for me, and then you should be angry for me. Sometimes we have this kind of expectation because we don't see true love. The love, what we see is common love. We expect the person who loves us need to go up and down like us. If we go to hell, that person should go to hell with us. And we think that it's true love. But when we see the great beings, those who love, who have true love, we can look around in the world, we can look at in the history, and we see that those who have true love, they are never desperate. They have lots of energy to help. They continue to love. They are never desperate because they know the truth of interbeing, the truth of impermanence. That's why there's the factor of joy. And then non-discrimination. We don't care about nationality or the color or the profession. If that person needs us, if that person needs help, and then we are always available. We want to offer help. We want to offer love. And it's non-discrimination. You know, there was, I know a man, he's married, and he has many lovers, and he says that, yes, because I practice like the Buddha, I love like the Buddha without any discrimination. So I love all the women, like I love all women like I love my wife. And I remember Sister Chung Khom, when she heard it, oh my goodness, the Buddha didn't teach like that. We also have the third mindfulness training. The Buddha also taught us the third mindfulness training about true love. The suffering caused by sexual misconduct. There's misconduct and right conduct. I'm committed to cultivating responsibility and learning ways to protect the safety and integrity of individuals, couples, families, and society. Knowing that sexual desire is not love, and that sexual activity motivated by craving always harms myself as well as others, I'm determined not to engage in sexual relations without mutual consent, true love, and a deep long-term commitment. I have an O certificate. And then I don't read the next lines because we have edited for the new certificate. So non-discrimination here means that it's not because I love that person. There's not conditions that, okay, I love you because you have the same view with me, or because you belong to a category of people. But I love you because I understand your suffering, I understand your difficulties, and I understand your needs. That's why I love you. And here, I don't, in Plum Village, we don't talk about theory. When we talk about true love, we are on the path, I'm on the path, I'm practicing. And I see that my elder brothers, sisters, my teacher, I can see that they do it. And we see that it's real. This is not theory, it's real, we can see. We are very fortunate that Sister Trân Không is here with us. Sister Trân Đức is here with us. The Venerable Nuns are here with us. And Sister Trân Không, yesterday it was her birthday, continuation day. And today we will have the chance to have a picnic lunch outside, and then we'll listen to her singing. And Sister Trân Không, if those of you who don't know, there's a book of her with the title Learning True Love. And her life is the teaching of true love. Since her young age, when she was 16 years old, 18 years old, she has done a lot for the poor children in Vietnam, and she has devoted her life in sowing the seeds of true love in her community and everywhere she goes. Yesterday, Sister Hiền Tâm, who is taking care of our Facebook and Instagram, and yesterday she let me know she let me know that there were 6,000 views yesterday. Sister Hiền Tâm posted a short clip of Sister Trân Không, and 400 people gave comments, brought their gratitude towards Sister Trân Không. And one person gave a comment. She doesn't know Sister Trân Không, but she saw in her mom's diary. Her mom wrote a lot about Sister Trân Không, and she was so moved, so she gave that comment. And Sister Trân Không, like our eldest sisters here, eldest brothers, they have devoted their lives in founding this place for many people to come to practice. And then when you go home, you continue to spread the seeds of love at home, at your workplace, at school. And each of us, we are the continuation of our ancestors, of our teacher, to go on this path of true love, not only for ourselves, but also for our surrounding, our society. Those who have the chance to be teachers or to have a direct contact with students or the young generation, You are very lucky because you have the chance to transmit what is the most beautiful to the young generation. And our world depends, our future depends on the young generation. They are our continuation. And each of us, we can be a teacher, and what we transmit is not knowledge. Nowadays, knowledge, there's lots of knowledge. Everyone can have access to knowledge. And sometimes we feel that there's too much knowledge. But what we need is love, understanding. And when you transmit love and understanding, sometimes you don't need extra time. Every moment in your life, you train yourself. The way you think, the way you walk, the way you eat. You just have your usual life, your normal life. But every moment you live it very deeply so that you can touch true love in you. And when you are with the other people, when you talk to the other people, the way you look at them, the way you talk to them, you are transmitting the most precious gift of life, true love. You don't need extra time. Because the sentence that we hear all the time is, oh, I don't have time. I don't have time to practice it, to practice that. Every moment in our life, we can practice and touch true love. We don't need more money. We don't need extra time. And each of us, we can be a teacher for ourselves, a teacher for a family member, for a friend, for someone who knows. And this morning in the transmission ceremony, those who made the vow to follow the 5 mindfulness trainings, you express your gratitude first towards your parents who brought you life. And second, you express your gratitude towards teachers in your life. We have this body to live thanks to our parents. And if we grow spiritually, if we grow on the direction of beauty, of love, of true love, thanks to our teachers. And our teachers can be a child, our teachers can be anyone, and we can be a teacher too. A flower can be a teacher also. And to end the sharing, I would like to read to you a poem that our teacher wrote in 1990. He wrote it for the children, and he put it into music to sing it in Vietnamese. He wrote it in 1990, and I'm very surprised to see that until now, it seems that it's not published anywhere in English. It's not published in Vietnamese either. So last year, a sister drew, and we made a book for children, bilingual book for children in Vietnamese and English. This morning, during my walking meditation, a yellow buttercup in the grass suddenly noticed me. Leaning a bit sideways, the flower smiled, and she asked me a question. Dear friend, do you know that the Buddha loves you? I know Buddha loves me. He also loves every other being. Buddha loves the squirrel, the deer, the mosquito, the worm, the bird, the fish. Buddha also loves all the trees, big and small, and even all the minerals. Dear flower, let's receive his love and be happy, so that from now on, we share our happiness everywhere on our path. Dear flower, I joined my palms to make a lotus bed and promise to go on the Buddha's wonderful path, the path of understanding, the path of love. I want to learn how to breathe mindfully, to smile in order to transform my sadness and anger, so that from my heart, the sweet love gives rise to a brilliant smile in my eyes and on my lips. Dear flower, please help me. My dear friends, little deer, squirrel, bird, fish, tree, minerals, let's support each other on the path of practice. And the little girl is very smart because she knows that in order to go on that path of love, she needs to learn to breathe mindfully in order to transform anger, to transform strong emotions. The biggest obstacle of our love is the strong emotion, because whenever we get angry, it damages our relationship, our love. And the one who loves, who can love very well, is the one who knows how to calm their strong emotion, especially anger, how to recognize, to calm, and to transform. Thank you for your listening. We will have some announcement for the next activities. And please come to lunch, our picnic lunch, to see Sister Cheng Hong, to listen to her songs. She has many songs to offer us.